Hey everyone, Praxia here with a question. Is it worth it to drive part-time for GrubHub? Well, a few things are going to have to come into play. One, how much time do you have? And two, what's your market like? Full disclosure, I have a limited amount of time most days, and I live in a pretty solid market, being Omaha, Nebraska. It's a pretty big town, 500,000 people. It's not bad. I've been trying to knock out orders on my days off and order here and there before and after work. So let's kind of see how this played out. As you guys can see on the screen here, we've got spreadsheets. I started tracking this way before I started picking up a tracking app on my phone, and I decided I would still use this method as a backup. As we can see, it kind of took me a little bit to figure out how to read the map on the GrubHub app. It's not intuitive. It's not terrible. The map's correct theoretically, but sometimes it's hard to tell just by glancing at it because you're trying to hit view offer, and then you're trying to decide really quick. You only get a minute, which doesn't sound like a whole lot of time, but sometimes it can be an eternity. Sometimes it can be just a little bit of time, if you're going to accept the offer. So what ends up happening is sometimes you're looking at that map and it's kind of squished, and you think it's this one street, and it's actually a street that's a mile or two further in whatever direction, and it's not so bad. What I figured out was that I was going to track miles and total payout. The dollars per mile, the tax write-off, you get 56 cents per mile. Subtracting this from your actual payout gives you your profit. I figured 25% total for taxes because of everything. Yeah, I just like data, so this was really good for me to be able to look at it. Week 1 has 30 trips. Week 2 is going to have 43 trips. Some notes between the weeks. Yes, I made more money and better payout per mile during week 2. But that's just because the experience from week 1 made a difference, and kind of having the knowledge of what's going on with the app and everything else. Plus, I had a little more time during week 2, so I did way more trips. There was also a $26 COVID subsidy in here. So basically, you get fully vaccinated, and GrubHub pays you for being fully vaccinated. You just got to prove it. So an extra $26 for doing something that I was going to do, that I did anyways, was pretty sweet. All right, now let's pull up some screenshots that I took from Gridwise. Gridwise is the tracking app that I decided to use. Here are those screenshots. On the left over here is week 1. This is week 2. Notice something? Dollars per hour down here. Now, it's a little misleading because Sunday hasn't reported yet, and I did 3 trips today. So it's tracked the hours and the miles, but it hasn't. They wait until the end of the day to get all of the data pulled into the app. I did some math, and it comes out to $22.58 per hour. So it's still going to be down from the previous week, but once again, you're doing more trips, more hours. There was a lot of downtime on some of these days, trying to drive around, finding hot spots, just waiting for an order, things like that. And April 4th, this Sunday, over here that showed I earned $88, was Easter Sunday. So the payouts for things were a lot better. If we go back to here and go look at 4-4, I did a handful of trips, but it was 7, there's a 13, a 14, almost 17, there's 17. So it was paying pretty good that day. So what does all this data really tell me, though? As a part-time gig, this is fine for me. Even with only 11 hours that first week, I was still able to pull off like a decent amount of money. Like $275 isn't nothing to sneeze at for doing 11 hours worth of work. Is it worth it for you? That's going to be hard to say due to like what we said at the beginning. You know, how much time do you have? Where do you live? Things like that. I will say if you plan to go the gig route, it's really helpful to know your city. Like not just routing, like, you know, how am I going to get somewhere? Because you have GPS. You have a GPS app. Well, like I have an Android, so Google Maps, it like instantly will take me to Google Maps. But the thing that I wanted to let you guys know is like know the construction that's going on in your city. Just by knowing like some major routes that might have construction somewhere is going to save you a lot of headache and time and frustration. So if you know something's going to be one lane, but if I like add an extra half a mile and go a different route to where I need to get to, how much time am I saving versus the miles I'm adding on? Let's see. Yeah, that's really about it. I have taken like order and pay orders. Not for any big restaurants. There's been a couple of fast food places. Those weren't that bad. I've taken where I have to pay, but I didn't have to order. I took one of those, and paid really well, and that's the reason why I took it. I've seen horror stories on that stuff, so I get it if, you know, you don't want to do it. But I'm going to be sticking around with this for a bit. The extra cash is really nice for me. The girlfriend and I, we want to like hopefully get into a house next year. So this extra money is going to help with savings plus paying down debt like car payment, credit cards, and all that fun stuff. When we go into house hunting, it's going to make a big difference. I'm almost positive it will. So yeah, that's been my experience so far. Do any of you drive for one of the apps? You know, whether it's GrubHub or DoorDash, Uber Eats, Postmates. There's so many of them out there now. Do you guys have anything you want to add to the discussion? Put it in the comments. Let anybody that's thinking about, you know, this type of work to know what to expect. If you found any of this helpful, hit the smash button, Praxia. Hit the like button, guys. Maybe subscribe. I might do another one of these in like, you know, a couple of weeks, kind of see where the progress is going. If you guys are into any gaming stuff, I have various things on this channel. I sometimes stream on Twitch, same name, Praxia. So feel free to follow me over there. If you guys want me to, you know, upload another video in like a week or 2 weeks or once a month, really doesn't matter to me. I am down for anything. Like I said, let me know in those comments. And once again, thanks for watching, everybody. Have a great day.